Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Izola here with FlickDirect, and I have another 4K UHD release, and this time it's Nobody 2. And I have thoughts. So we're doing things a little bit differently. Weekly news is going to be pushed a little bit just because we have a lot of reviews and I wanted to make sure I got these out. I've had a lot of fun watching these. So yeah, grab your popcorn, sit back, relax, and let's get this started. So for those of you who watched Nobody, remember how much fun the first one was? No? Yes? Yes? Well, for those of you who do, get ready because Nobody 2 took that dial, cranked it up to 11, and threw the knob out the window. Like, seriously, it's a crazy, crazy wild ride. And I'm going to share my thoughts on this right now. Be prepared for a lot more violence and even more comedy. Now, is that a good thing? Or did they maybe lose the magic after the first one because they tried so hard to put in the comedy and the action? I don't know. Let's talk about it. But you may be surprised, or maybe you won't. So basically, we've got Hutch Mansell, a former lethal assassin, who is pretty much pulled back into his violent past after thwarting a home invasion. He's always got to try to do something and, it blows up in his face. Maybe literally this time. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I'm not going to spoil it. Anyway, this just sets off a chain of events. Things happen, chaos ensues, lots of action, lots of fighting, lots of humor. So that's essentially what happens in the entire movie. Literally all action and comedy, nonstop. I feel like this is one of those movies that kind of intertwines National Lampoon's Family Vacation, but maybe with John Wick a little bit. But Chevy Chase is John Wick, bloodthirsty assassin, But he's a dad, hence the Family Vacation. So it's bonkers. It's chaos. It's funny. I laughed a lot, and that's what I want. I always want to laugh. We need a good laugh. Anyway, Bob Odenkirk plays Hutch Mansell, and oh my God, he's so funny. Like I loved him in Better Call Saul, and Breaking Bad. Look, the man's repertoire, you can't go wrong with anything that you watch that he's in because he's just good. He's really good at being serious. He's really good at the comedy. So, you just knew this was going to be a hit. What I love about this is that he has this perfect balance in this movie of, dorky, fun dad, but then it also adds in this, I will end you with a pool noodle, because he probably could find a way to end someone with a floaty even. I mean, there's ways to do anyway. Cotton balls. I guarantee you there's something in there too where he could, but a pool noodle just sounded really funny. So I would actually pay to see that in a movie for sure. Not in real life. Anyway, he is kicking butt in this movie, doing a great job, and it shows. And speaking of kicking butt, these action scenes are just absolutely wild. They just did a really great job with it. You've got booby traps on water slides. You've got fights in arcades. You've got just these crazy, gleefully, over the top violence scenes, which is pure unadulterated fun, but then it also makes you question your sanity because should you be laughing at this? Should you find this so highly entertaining? My answer to that is yes, 100%, because it's not real. So you can just laugh and enjoy to your heart's content. Another plus, in my opinion, is it really embraces this goofball feel. You're getting the dry deadpan humor from Odenkirk, which we expect, and just the absurdity of the situations that he gets in. It's just, he sells it so well. And I mean, the other actors are really great too, but he just does such a good job in this that I feel like I have to highlight him because he's also the lead. So, major props. So, now here's where some people may not agree with how I feel about this movie. The original was like a slow burn action movie, and then it had moments of humor. Whereas straight off the bat, this movie just, again, turns it up to 11 and just going to hell down a slip and slide in a handbasket. You know, like you're getting there quick. So some people don't really like that. I personally feel like doing the same thing in a sequel would just be redundant. So why not switch it up a little bit? It's kind of like Megan 2.0, right? Like we talked about that. It was a lot funnier. It was a little weirder. Like it needed to be different. And I think that Nobody 2 actually did a much better job with doing that for the sequel. So that's why I think that this was not a miss. But for some people who like that slower burn of the action and moments of comedy, this may be a little much for you guys, but I don't really think you're going to hate it. I don't. I think you're really going to enjoy it. One thing I did think was a letdown was actually the villains. I love Sharon Stone, but I think it was more of her motivation and just like her whole arc was just not as strong as it could have been. I think we just had a little bit more in the first film with, the Russian mob. So I don't know. I think that was probably the biggest letdown for me just because I wanted her to have just more, right? Like I just wanted it to make more sense. But I mean, it wasn't horrible. It's just it could have been better. I just didn't get like this menacing threat from her. A little hokey. But anyway, that's just, again, me nitpicking about it because overall the movie was fun. I enjoyed it. The action and comedy was from the start, and that really got me going, and I was hooked the whole time. So because of this, it gets a 4 out of 5. And now on to video. This is a 4K UHD transfer. I did not see it in Blu-ray, so I can't give you a side-by-side comparison, but I do have to say that the transfer is very clean. It's rich. It's dynamic across all scenes. So if there are cool blues and silvers, like during a break-in, things like that, you're really going to be able to see those different hues. They did a great job on it. Contrasts are great. In low light areas, you're still going to be able to see what's going on. I mean, of course, don't have your lights on when you're watching movies, but you can still see everything. And that's what I want. I want to still be able to see everything. I normally wear glasses. I can't see well. So please let me see the contrasts in these. I mean, even with my glasses off, the close-ups were showing every little detail from scars to wrinkles, grime, like everything that just sat in everywhere, pores. Like you could see everything. Skin tones are natural, textures, clothing had tons of texture. The weapons looked great. Like everything just looks really good in this transfer. You can't go wrong with this. I really don't have any complaints about the video. And again, I can't really compare it to the Blu-ray. However, I know that when we have compared Blu-rays to 4K in the past, you can always see whether it's a subtle difference or not. There's always a difference. So that is enough in my book. So because of this, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. And now on to audio. And this makes me happy to say it's in Dolby Atmos mix on this release. It's literally a blast. They did such a good job. Again, I did not hear the sound previously, but you get every punch, every gunshot, every bone-crunching hit. You're going to hear every little bit of it. Tweaking of anything. Like they just did such a good job. Even like footsteps, right? Everything is just so crisp and clear. And they did such a great job on it. And again, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, can you make the sound better after these Dolby Atmos tracks? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, unless if it's like literally a VR type of thing where you're literally inside the movie, I can't see it getting any better. So we may always just have a 5 out of 5, unless if they mess up on something in post. You will hear everything from background gunfire, club music, screams, chaos coming from every which way, up, down, left, right. You know, I almost did the Contra cheat code. Up, up, down. Never mind. Anyway, I'm getting off track. This is what happens with my brain. Anyway, again, crystal clear. You're not going to have any issues with the sound. And because of this, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. And now on to the extras. You're going to get about 40 minutes worth of bonus features, and 2 of them are commentaries. One's with Odenkirk and the director, and then one is just with the director. So you're getting 2 different ones. And, you know, 13 minutes with the cast and crew talking about behind the scenes, maybe some shenanigans, but just kind of talking about what's going on with the movie and what they're doing while they're filming. There's also a breakdown of how they filmed action sequences, stunt work, which is obviously extremely important in this one. So I would definitely recommend watching that. Hi, Mama. Do you want to come say hi to the people? Hi. You want to hold my hand? Okay. Do you want to come here? I don't think she'll jump up, but anyway, come on, mummies. She just woke up from a nap. She thought that, you know, my interesting take on the stunt work was something she had to chime in on. Anyway, I think it's really important to watch anything regarding stunts because it does make or break a movie, and those stunt actors do a darn good job and don't get a ton of credit. So I definitely think that we should give them kudos for that. But also, we've got some deleted scenes. I think that's a good thing, you know? So the extras, I would have liked some bloopers because, again, there's a lot of action, a lot of comedy, but maybe they didn't put that in there because the whole movie has a ton of comedy in it as well. So I don't know. I'm still thinking that we could have gotten a little bit more. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 for the extras. So is the 4K UHD release of Nobody 2 worth it? Well, I think it's a perfect turn your brain off and enjoy carnage kind of thing. Again, action and comedy throughout the whole thing. The audio and visuals are fantastic. The acting is really good. Odenkirk obviously just sells it really well. I don't think you'll be disappointed in that. Again, there were a couple things where I was like, we could have done a little better on that, but still doesn't really take away from the overall experience. It's just a lot of fun. You get some good extras. But again, the 4K UHD release is just really well balanced with the audio and video. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this. And because of that, I'm giving the overall 4K UHD release a 4.5 out of 5. Now, the movie came out October 7th. Again, everything came out on the 7th, I swear. But yeah, so you can get your hands on it right now. You can literally go and order it online. It is the evening for me right now. So depending on when you're watching this, you may have to wait for the stores to open, but you can go pick it up locally too. I definitely recommend you getting your hands on this. And if you do, please come back and leave a comment. I would love to know what you thought about the movie. Was I spot on? Did I really flub this up? Look, they're all my opinions, right? Everybody's got one. We know that joke. So, but I do love to hear what you guys think, just to kind of see if I've just like lost my marbles and just start making up things. But yeah, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear it. And with that, this concludes my 4K UHD review of Nobody 2. Please be sure to like and subscribe to all of our channels so you never miss out on any entertainment news. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.